Hey guys, welcome back to Milliy Designs. It's Maria here. Today we're going to be talking about SPT. SPT is sales per transaction. So that is how we get to our target. So for example, say you have a goal of 750 and you divide it by 25. Your SPT at that point would be $30. Now that's a minimum. We want the SPT to be tracked between $30 and $40 per transaction. So that is how you calculate your SPT. Now, let me explain a little bit more in depth about your SPT and why it's beneficial to track each sale being between $30 to $40. Now, you're gonna have so many transactions in a shift. So if you're selling items that are $10, you're not gonna really make it to your $750 goal. But if you have an item for $10, you're also selling an item for $25 and you join them together, that there is a $35 transaction. Minimum, that's where we would like to float at. So that is how you calculate your SPT. So it's your sales divided by your transactions, and that's how you come up with your sales per transaction. So sometimes people may spend $15, but you have another person that spent $115. Together, that's $130. 130 divided by 2 is what your SPT would be, the magic number. So guys, when you're coming to your SPT, you want to make sure that you're constantly top of mind, your goal for the day. I like to set my goal at $50. The reason I say set it high is because you want to 10x every single goal that you make. So say you have a savings, personal savings, you want to save $500 for the year, you really want to go and try and save $1,000 or $1,500. You're more likely to reach that $500 than you are if you set it at $500. So if we set a goal at $750, we should be aiming for $1,000 in targets, because when we 10x our goals, we're more likely to reach them. Whereas when we set a certain standard, we may only get to 70% of that or 50% of that. So 10x every single goal. That's a life lesson, guys. 10x every single goal, and it includes your targets here. So SPT is from a range of 30 to 40, and that's what you want your SPT to always trend at. Now I always track who's going to be top of sales for the month. So we have our first, our second, and our third, and I love giving gifts. I think it's a great way to compensate, and we as a company are always compensating those. Maybe it's a $5 Tim Hortons card or a $10 Tim Hortons card, but we want to encourage people to enjoy making the fun game of reaching the high expectations of $40 per transaction. So SPT, sales per transaction. Talk soon.